Namaste. Myself, Dr. Shilpasri Shah. I am Assistant Professor of Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I am from Faculty of Physiotherapeutic and Diagnostics. Okay. So today we will learn about hypertension. Okay. So what is hypertension? The word itself says that increase the tension. Okay. Increase the tension of blood vessels. Okay. So what happens in hypertension? The pressure of blood vessel is increased. How? So hypertension, also known as high or raised blood pressure. It is a condition in which blood vessels have persistently raised their pressure. Okay. Blood is carried out from heart to all part of the body. We all know that. How? So that from inferior and superior vena cava, impure blood will come to the atrium of right side, then through valve it comes to the right ventricle, and through then pulmonary artery it goes to the lung, right? Here it purifies and comes to the left atria, and through that left ventricle, and then through aorta it goes to the whole body. Okay. So blood pressure is created by the force of blood pushing against the wall of the blood vessel, that is arteries, as it is pumped the heart. Okay. The higher the pressure, the harder the heart to pump. Okay. So hypertension is a serious medical condition. Okay. It is one of the major cause of mortality also. Okay. And can increase the risk of heart, brain or kidney disorder. So there are some classification of stages of hypertension. Okay. American Heart Association or AHA has classified blood pressure into some category. So the normal is systolic blood pressure will less than 120 and diastolic will less than 80. And in elevated blood pressure we can say it systolic is 120 to 129 mmHg and diastolic is less than 80 mmHg. Okay. Then high blood pressure or stage 1 blood pressure. Here systolic will have 130 to 139 mmHg and diastolic will be 80 to 89 mmHg. Then stage 2 hypertension, where systolic will have be 140 or higher and diastolic will be 90 or higher. Okay. Then stage 3 or hypertensive crisis, where systolic blood pressure will be higher than 180 and diastolic will be higher than 120 mmHg. Okay. So the unit of blood pressure is mmHg. Okay. Millimeter of mercury. Okay. So what are the causes of hypertension? There may be primary hypertension. Okay. It is the elevation of blood pressure without an evident cause. Okay. There may be no cause. So it is called primary hypertension, or we can say idiopathic. Then secondary hypertension, it is the elevation of blood pressure with an exact cause. Okay. This type of account for 5 to 10% of total cases. The cause of secondary hypertension include congenital narrowing of aorta, okay, renal disease, then endocrine disorders, then neurological disorder like brain tumor, head injury, then sleep apnea, okay, then medication like oral contraceptive pills or NSAIDs or cocaine. Okay, then cirrhosis of liver also can be the cause. Then what are the risk factors? First one is age. Okay, chance of hypertension after 50 years of age will increase. Then alcohol, smoking, diabetes mellitus, gender, okay, family history, obesity. Obese person are more prone to develop hypertension. Sedentary lifestyle, stress. Okay, in this case the risk of hypertension will increase. Stress is the major cause of hypertension. Remember this, stress is the major cause of hypertension. So we will ask the patient to relax. Okay, for that we have also assess and treat the patient likewise. Then sedentary lifestyle, we have to educate that to avoid sedentary lifestyle. Like we have to tell them to at least work for some minute or half an hour, walk half an hour regularly. Okay. We all have known that modern lifestyle is mainly sedentary lifestyle, as people are working in office and due to the COVID situation also, we have seen that all people are into work in home position. So we have to ask the general people also to do some activity regularly for at least 30 minutes. Okay, it can be jogging, it can be walking, it can be running on anything. Then clinical feature. Sometimes the high blood pressure does not cause any symptom. Okay, so that it is known as silent killer disease. Okay, so if there is any MCQ comes about silent killer disease, we can say hypertension also. Okay, in some patients the symptoms will develop like severe headache, okay, fatigue, confusion will arise, then chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, papilledema. Okay, then how we will manage it? There first is prevention. As I have already told, the sedentary lifestyle is the main cause of hypertension, right? So we will ask the general people or society or common public to be active in life. Okay, at least walk for 30 minutes regularly, or walk, jogging, anything can do, but active to remain active. Okay, next is dietary management. We have to ask the patient to take nutritional diet. Don't go for high cholesterol diet or higher salt intake. Okay, then we can ask the patient to relax, don't take stress. For that we can go for relaxation technique. Okay, then lifestyle modification. Okay, then lifestyle modification include that weight reduction. If the person is obese, we have to encourage them to reduce their weight. Okay, then DASH diet. DASH diet is dietary approach to stop hypertension. Dietary, D for dietary, A for approach, S for stop, H for hypertension. So we can say DASH diet. Okay, dietary sodium reduction. So we have to reduce the salt intake, then reduce alcohol, avoid smoking. Smoking should be avoided. Smoking cessation have to done. Okay, then exercise regularly. Stress management, how to manage the stress level, because we have seen that modern lifestyle is going through or suffering from stressful life. Okay, so for that we have to go for relaxation exercise, or we have to talk, we have to smile. Okay, this is the stressful life is the main cause of hypertension, so we have to work for that, and it is so much necessary. Psychological health is so much necessary. Okay, so we have to work for that. Then pharmacological therapy. Various groups of drugs are used for treatment of hypertension. Collectively, these drugs are called as antihypertensive drugs, which includes diuretics. It helps the kidney to inhibit the sodium resorption in the distal convoluted tubules, ascending limbs, and loop of Henle. Okay. Then beta blocker can be given. The medication reduces the workload of heart and blood vessel and causing the heart to beat slowly. Okay, with less force, like atenolol, propanolol, like this. Okay, then alpha blocker. Alpha blocker medication causes the peripheral vasodilation of blood vessel. Why? Because I have already told you that due to less dilation of blood vessel or obstruction of blood vessel, the pressure will increase. So alpha blocker will dilate the blood vessel or expand the blood vessel, so that the pressure will remain normal. Okay, the blood can circulate to the whole body normally. Okay, the pressure will remain normal. Okay, for like that propafosine. Okay, then vasodilators, this medication acting directly on the muscles of the wall of the artery and prevent the muscle from tightening, cardiac muscle tightening, and arteries from narrowing, like nitroglycerin. Okay, then ACE inhibitor can be given. The group of medication will reduce the conversion of A1 to A2 and prevent vasoconstriction. ACE inhibitor will work to prevent vasoconstriction. Okay, like ramipril, okay, captopril, etc. Then calcium channel blocker. This medicine will block the movement of extracellular calcium, okay, into the cells and causing vasodilation and decreased heart rate. For example, verapamil, okay, or amlodipine. This is all about hypertension. Then we have to work for physiotherapeutic management. For that we can go for, first we have to go for education, patient education, in which we will educate the society, not only target the patient, we will prevent the disease. So we have to work on the society, or we have to work on the community. Okay, so we will educate the patient about the disease condition, what is hypertension, how it will increase, how the risk will get increased, and what are the risk factor, what are the prevention measurement, how we will prevent the disease, what are the preventive measures we can take in home also. Okay, like that we will ask the community, we will educate the community about the disease. Okay, so we will tell this community to avoid smoking or alcohol use, or to weight reduction, go through the weight reduction. Okay, for like this. Then risk factor, about the, we will ask also about the, or educate about the risk factor also, like obesity can develop hypertension, don't take more stress. Okay, don't take stress, go through stressful life, or exercise regularly, or do activity at least 30 minutes a day. Okay, after that preventive measure, if the person develop the disease already, so then we will work for that. How we will work? Like, to reduce hypertension, we will have to work first on relaxation exercise. Okay, for the Jacobson relaxation technique we can use, like we have when we will go for patient na, we will see that hypertensive patient will use their accessory muscles of respiration to breathe normally. Okay, they don't use the diaphragm properly, so they will inhale or exhale, like they will shrug their shoulder and don't use their diaphragm. So we will have to work for that. Okay, for that Jacobson progressive relaxation technique will can be used, like we will ask the patient to go for the activate the diaphragm muscle. How we will prevent the use of shoulder by restricting their use. Okay, and then targeting the diaphragm to for respiration. Then we can by that the vitals will also increase, the pressure will also normalize. Okay, the patient will get relaxed. Then after that, various exercise like mobilization exercise, we will ask the patient to mobilize regularly, go for walk, go for run, or and then that aerobic exercise also can be done. Okay, these are all about hypertension. If there is any query, you can ask. Okay, then in practical we will learn how to take blood pressure. Okay, this is all about today. If there is any query, you can ask in comment section. Thank you so much.